I'm doing well. This is Danny Chauncey with 38 Special.
Hey, good morning, Danny. How's it going this morning?
It's going good. How are you?
Really good, man. You know it's going to be a good day when you get in your car to go to the store to get breakfast and you turn on the radio and Hold On Loosely is playing.
Well, there you go. It's a good sign.
Right? And I got the interview with you, so everything is really, really good. How's the road treating you guys?
It's been really good. Yeah, it's been really good. We're just kind of wrapping up the tour, and I have a few days off at home. Sweep the leaves. You know, it's been good.
I know, right? Well, I know you're a really, really busy guy, and so let's get with it. I wanted to know, like, at one point in your life, did you know that you wanted to be an entertainer?
Wow. Man, that was pretty early on. That was like 7 or 8,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Which was, I could give you the year, but then that would be 1960. Well, it would have been around 62, I guess, 63.
Uh-huh.
Like when her first heard the Beatles, and that was kind of, the attention they were getting. I think I just thought, man, that seems like a good job right there.
Yeah, they were getting all the girls, man, all the screaming and everything. And, I think early on, I knew, too, in school that, if you could pick up a guitar and play, you got everything you wanted in school.
I know, you didn't have to chase girls because, you just watched the little Beatles film there, and it was the other way around, so...
Yeah. Now, at that time, who were some of the artists that you looked up to that might have helped to shape your sound?
Well, of course, everyone got sort of going on the Beatles, and Hendrix was a big deal when he came out. Just for guitar players, because it sort of changed how you looked at your instrument, and the possibilities of what you could do with it, and so that was pretty impactful.
Mm-hmm.
But as the years go on, there's always somebody else that's coming along that's changing how you see things, and things that you're really digging on, and especially these days now with the speed of social media and stuff. Gosh, I mean, and I think we're victims, just like everyone else is, of the short attention span.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like almost every week we have something new that we're going, hey, I hope that's pick this up. So.
You know what I find really interesting is that you grew up listening to classical music, and here you are in a southern rock band. As a musician, was it beneficial listening to classical music? As a player.
Interesting. So I guess you've done your homework.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was, especially listening to it early on, because I guess there's a part of your brain that kind of, when you're listening to stuff like that, it sort of opens up possibilities for you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a musician around here in Atlanta who calls me Dr. Strange Chord, because there's always some chord that he hasn't figured out on guitar that I'm throwing into something. So yeah, it does. I think it informs you of possibilities. It's like any painter kind of thing. And this is kind of I'm the artist, because it's just not how I want to be. I don't look at myself that way. However, as it's like another paint color.
Yeah.
It's like when you listen to classical stuff, you use it all the time, obviously, but the size of your toolbox, that's not a weird phrase, matters. You know what I mean? I mean, like the tools you have in there, it matters. And like I said, you just have more opportunities to get specific about what it is you're
Absolutely. I know what you mean. Now, as a guitarist, are you self-taught, and do you play any other instruments?
I'm pretty much self-taught. I mean, I picked it up, I think I was 8 years old, and this is a true story. I really didn't know what to do with it. My parents said they would get me a guitar, provided I promised to take lessons. which I did. But, obviously I wanted to strum chords, be like, music that I was listening to. And the little music store that we went to, the guy was teaching me how to read one note at a time and play, and there he had a little lamb and, just, basic beginner stuff. And it would just bored me. I was like, shoot me. So I put it down for a couple of years. It just sort of, the guitar stayed around my bedroom, kind of untuned. And one day, I think my mom or something I think I had it outside, and I was posing with it, basically, what was happening. I was probably 9 or something. And the mailman saw it, and he goes, oh, that's a little, Stella guitar. So he picked up and heard that it was hideously out of tune. So he tuned it up. And even if you don't even know how to play a guitar, but you sort of strum the strings when they're tuned up, it kind of sounds like something.
Yeah.
It's definitely better than the untuned version. So that kind of inspired me, and I taught myself, 3 chords and wrote this little song, and I was, very happy. And that was sort of the end of it for another year or so until, and that's a long story, but so my sister told me she had a friend who played, and he would give me guitar lessons for $5 a lesson. Mm-hmm. And the way he did it was that you show up with a song you want to learn, and he'll teach it to you.
Oh.
And so I thought, well, that's great. So I came in with a song, he taught me how, and then that was it. I think I may have taken like another lesson from him, maybe 2, but that was it. That sort of mind-hand connection gets made. We're like, oh, I do this with my fingers, and that's what it's going to sound like. Then, it's much easier to sit and start figuring out your own stuff than it is to wait till the next week's lesson.
Yeah.
So I think that's what sort of inspired that. And from then on, it was pretty much, you see a player that you like, see another musician, it's like, that was really cool what he did. And your eyes sort of see what it is, and then you just, kind of wish it until you can make your guitar sound like that. And that's just sort of been...
Now, the name of that first song you wrote, was that Gary?
Yeah, really.
Is it is it still fresh in your head? If you picked up a guitar, could you actually play it?
Oh yeah.
Is anybody ever gonna hear it one day?
No, I don't think so. But it's still in there.
Now, what I find interesting is tomorrow night you're going to be sharing the bill with Night Ranger, and ironically, you were in a band called the Alameda All Stars with Brad Gillis and Kelly Keagy from Night Ranger. Can you tell us how that became about?
Well, that's an interesting story as well. That was, I think it was like 1978 or 79, kind of in that sort of time frame. A friend, first of all, I'd known Brad since high school. Mm-hmm. He was a year younger than me, and I'll continue to remind him of that. He was a year younger than me in high school, so I knew of him. I kind of knew him. I knew he was a really good guitarist. He was much better than me back then. But so I kind of knew him from that, and we were always sort of bumping into each other a little bit musically. Actually, I was in line to get the gig for Rubicon with became Night Ranger.
Wow.
And I know the story is that, I don't think I've even told this one before, but so I got a call to audition, and they were like a really well-funded band, and it was like very big time. And I went to the rehearsal, and they've been rehearsing guitar, for auditioning guitar players from all over California. And so I went to an audition at a studio instrument rentals in San Francisco, and they were like, "Man, you're really good." Joey Martini, the effect player, he loves me. And just thought, wow, this is great. So they were like getting my information and address, writing all that stuff down. And they said, well, "That's great, man. We just have one more guy to hear." I'm like, "Cool. This yeah, it's this guy named Brad Gillis. I'm like, Brad? You gotta be kidding me.
I know Brad.
Don't even waste your, I'm like, I know Brad, don't even waste your time. You know, I'm like, I'm better than Brad. You know? All the stupid stuff that you say when you're, you know, a kid.
Yeah.
Basically. But I don't even know if I said it, but I was kind of, you know, I feeling it inside. But anyway, so I was actually down there when he auditioned. They said, why don't you just go wait in the little snack room for us to get through him, and then we'll get back to, you know, figuring out what we can start. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Now, looking down the road, what's next for you in 38 Special?
We have a break coming up starting December. I think we've been saying this every year for, 10 years. But we do have a good start on another CD. And we're kind of excited about it. Don and I got together again back over the summer, actually, and started working on a couple new songs and brought a couple old ones. You know, just sat in the studio and kind of, you know, messed around with them a little bit. But we got inspired to actually do some more recording and writing as a band. So I think it looks like it's going to be early January. We're going to get together in the studio. I know, Charlotte.
My tour's sitting right here.
Yeah, it's like the rescue. I mean, awesome dog in Charlotte.
Nice.
So yeah, that's in the works. And then we start another tour in February. And we still have a few more shows this year, but in Miami, of course.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that'll be it. So.
Well, something to look forward to, man. That's awesome. And I just want to thank you so much for taking out the time this morning. I know you're really busy, and we're really looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night at the Magic City Casino with Night Ranger.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be awesome. All these fun. It'll be good to see those guys. And, you know, I know that Brad's kind of like me when we're both playing on the same bill together. We try and make sure we pull out our best stuff.
Yeah, right? You got to try and outdo each other?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, listen, I'm going to be reviewing the show tomorrow night. I've interviewed with Don a couple of years ago, so it'd be great to see you guys. Can we come back and say hey?
Go.
All right. And you think it's possible that maybe you and the band could sign a guitar for the Miami Children's Hospital Cancer Center for the silent auction this Christmas?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just, you know, connect back with Craig, and he'll put you in touch with our tour manager, Ken, and we'll definitely do that for you.
All right, awesome. Maybe you can introduce me to Brad and Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so much again. Safe travels. We'll see you tomorrow night. And goodbye, Charlotte.
Yeah, he says bye.
All right, later, bro. See you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.